Now both of these graphs display different processes of yielding fruit. The first is pretty normal, the classic one if you will. You go from stages 1 to 4, you initially plant the seed, and then harvest comes. Fruit in its fullness is the fourth and final stage here. Now everybody wants to be on that stage, and so does your Heavenly Father. He says, "It is my will for you to bear much fruit." It brings him great glory. So when you do things with the intention of bringing fruit to the Father, he honors that. But that doesn't happen overnight. There's a process to it. Perhaps you feel like the second stage, there's a little leaf that comes out of the seed, but it is still beneath the soil. To the naked eye, it seems dead in the ground, but there is still growth happening. You just can't see it. And you have to walk in faith, trusting that Jesus is not only working on your character, but also bringing himself glory through your works and through the fruit you do in his name. Remember Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices in seeing the work begin. What may seem small and insignificant, the Lord rejoices in. And it's actually those small decisions and choices which actually shape your character the most. Also remember 1 Corinthians 15:58. Nothing you do for the Lord is ever useless, so be strong and immovable, working enthusiastically for Jesus. I now want to go onto this Chinese bamboo directly behind me here. You plant the seed, and for the first 5 years, there is actually nothing that happens. There is no growth. And then within 1 day, 5 years later, and a day later, this can grow. The bamboo can grow between 3 to 5 feet within 24 hours. That is exponential growth. Some of you have been doing things, planting seeds, sowing seeds, and there seems to be no harvest. Well, remember this. Remember Galatians 6:9. It says, "Let us not become weary of doing good, for at the proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up." You could be 1 day right around the corner, you could have the biggest harvest of your life, but you can actually hinder that if you dig up the seed. God is faithful, and he is looking for fruitfulness.